This Baltimore Ravens preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. Bet $100 at WynnBet and get $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by IPVanish. IPVanish is the official VPN of SGPN, and they're offering 70% off. You go to IPVanish.com/SGP. That's IPVanish.com/SGP. Make sure to check out our new Discord server, the perfect place to interact and sweat bets with the entire SGPN crew. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Oh, it's 2-a-days continue. I am tired. I'm groggy. Had some coffee. Worked out some of the lactic acid from all these laps we're running, Sean. Yeah. What are we doing?
What are we doing? That's a great question, Ryan. We're talking about the Baltimore Ravens as we preview all 32 NFL teams. Some hot takes already.
Are there?
I think so.
I hate every team. Is that the hot
Yeah,
take?
you're just out on every team except who are your pet teams? The Giants,
Falcons,
Texans.
Those are my overs.
Those are your three superpowers so far, Ryan, and of course NFL, National Football League. We're 2 days away from being able to bet on a NFL game that's going to happen live. You're not betting over on WynnBet. You are missing out. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Claim your free bet. Bet $100, get $100 free bet. Like that offer. Again, if you're grinding out MLB, reduced juice, best prices around. And of course, for the DJs, the WynnBet Casino open 24 hours a day, 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Hall of Fame game. We're going to be breaking that down. We also will be doing a live pregame show to the Hall of Fame game, answering your NFL futures questions. You can talk to us. Get on the line. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord to get in there. And again, get signed up over at WynnBet. Tons of great offers. More on the way every day. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Don't forget the parlay wheel. Love me, parlay wheel. Offered subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Nice work, Sean.
Thank you.
The wheel is a great idea. They use it at the shops out here too. You spend a certain amount, you spin the wheel, you get something free. People like to spin a wheel. It's something about the was it prize the Price is Right? Is that what got us stuck on the idea of staring at a wheel and waiting for that result? You sometimes you're hanging out at the Wynn there. Maybe you're waiting for your coffee. You got the big spin.
They have a physical wheel as well.
They got the big spin right there, and it's a good way to throw away your money. But why not throw it down on the 40-1? All right, we're talking about a good team today.
Yes, we are. We might, Baltimore Ravens.
I don't want to spoil it, but much like the Giants I think we might be talking about an over here.
Wow.
I think we might be talking about another team with a dynamic quarterback who can use his legs.
Ryan,
a defense that
don't do this to the Baltimore Ravens. We're supposed to be high on the Baltimore Ravens.
We are.
And we know that what do we know about the Baltimore Ravens? First off, you're coming in to a season with an established head coach. Like, I think the floor.
We haven't talked about many teams like this yet.
No, but I'm saying like what of the teams we've previewed, John Harbaugh stands out as a good, competent head coach and a guy who just wins a bunch of games. You know, you can certainly criticize him for maybe not doing more in the playoffs, having more Super Bowls to his name, but
or having a brother who is just an absolute asshat. Look,
yes,
I mean,
137 and 88.
That's very
and
good.
then Lamar Jackson as a starter, 37 and 12. Lamar
That's very
Jackson has never had a losing year as a starter. Now I know he had some ankle injuries. He figures out how to catch every it's like Pokemon for Lamar Jackson, where he's just got to catch them all.
You've heard the stories now.
What's the story?
He had long COVID, and that's so it's apparently like we may be dealing with a situation, not to bury some of my hype, but we may be dealing with a situation where he was as banged up as Baker, as Russ, as a lot of these guys who were giving them excuses for their bad year last year. Sean, we were talking about Harbaugh. We should mention the chat because JR Baltimore reminding us it is preseason season, and John Harbaugh may be one of the greatest head coaches in the regular season, but he is the GOAT.
Oh yes,
of the preseason. 20 straight wins.
It's
20
insane.
straight wins.
Just keep taking the Baltimore Ravens on the money line. I think I got to see if Win has the price yet. But I mean,
minus 1,000. Give it to me.
No, it's like it's like minus 190.
Oh,
it is.
That's crazy for preseason. But you know why it's not crazy? Because who's their backup quarterback? Sean?
It's minus 200 right now. It's minus 4.5.
Minus 4.5. What's the money line?
Minus 200.
Let's just lock that money line. Because
head over to winbet.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet so they know we sent you. And get that Baltimore Ravens money line right now,
or just
or
just tell their customer support that we sent you. That's another way. That's another great way to let people know that we're sending people. I mean, I think the biggest, you look at, and we'll leave preseason after this, but first of all, did you know they have a Huntley and a Hundley backing up Lamar Jackson? Brett Hundley from UCLA fame and Tyler Huntley.
Yeah.
And Tyler Huntley is an OG, like just an absolute preseason god. So yeah, I mean, I think we liked him in fantasy when he replaced Lamar last year. I don't know if he's quite the regular season quarterback, but yeah, back to the preseason prowess. Yeah. Well, so the other thing you're talking about last year, and I think we would be remiss not to lead with the all-time injury season that they had.
I had that note, and I was assuming you would have it as well.
Well, when you become an outlier like this, when you are the most injured team by the Football Outsiders adjusted games lost to injury metric ever.
Yeah, most injury more than any other team this century. That's crazy.
No, maybe there was some situation. No, I'm pretty sure it was the most. I mean, they probably only have data to like 84, but I'm pretty sure it was the most ever. But regardless, it was like
insane.
It was out before the season even started, right? Like Peters preseason, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards preseason, left tackle Stanley. I think it was week 1.
Yeah.
And Lamar gets hurt. It turns out Hollywood Brown still sucks. I've heard 3 different folks suggest that them losing Hollywood Brown is going to make it difficult for them to stretch the field and hurt their offense. Are you out of your mind?
Have you watched them play? Also, like Hollywood Brown,
he's not good.
Yeah, I don't think he was helping. It creates much more opportunity for Rashad Bateman, who I'm higher on as a prospect, and that's not their game anyway. Like it's going to be taking some shots to Bateman. It's going to be, getting easy stuff down Mark Andrews, and it's going to be running the fucking ball. Not only did the offensive line injury, you mentioned the running back injuries, which obviously hurts them from a talent perspective, but also they ended up having to pass way more than they would normally do. Like they are a run first team. They want to run the ball. They're going to be able to run against the Cleveland Browns, who don't have a good run defense. Bengals as well. I think they should be able to run on them as well. And they didn't have easy passes to the running backs as well. Like the running back production really hurt them because Lamar Jackson is a fellow running back, Ryan.
I mean, they're one of the few teams in the league. I mean, again, anytime there's a cluster of injury at any position, you worry about that team. They had clusters all over the place. Specifically, though, I would say running back cluster injuries are probably the easiest to manage for most teams. I think with this team, they lost so much, and we saw it. They just brought in some old replacement players, and clearly their plans with Gus Edwards and their plans with J.K. Dobbins and the style of running, and you see it this year, right? They brought in Tyler Beatty or Batty. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but you have reinforcements, you have an intent, to come out and run the fucking ball, and I would argue that making Rashad Bateman a feature of this offense, Devin Duvernay can run your 9 routes or whatever and have fun with that, but I think Duvernay, I think the idea that Mark Andrews is an elite pass catcher in this league, Rashad Bateman, as many of those smart wide receiver minds will tell you, he is poised for a breakout. And the last bit of it is, hey, Tyler Linderbaum was a guy we were talking about as a top 10 pick. He falls because of position, scarcity or whatever. He's a center. This is a team that needed a dog. They got a dog. Iowa offensive lineman. And
center is a position where a rookie can come in and have an impact right away.
Yeah,
and even safety as well. I think a guy like Kyle Hamilton. You're out on Kyle Hamilton?
I'm in on Kyle Hamilton, but I've seen now a couple tapes from highlights from preseason where he really does not look all that athletic. Now, I do trust that they'll be able to put him in a situation.
Well, he's playing next to a veteran safety, and they have a bunch of veteran cornerbacks, many of whom were hurt as well last year. I think you put him in that defense surrounded by veterans. I think at the very least he's gonna help. They were 30th ranked in pass defense. I don't see that happening again this year. Now maybe they have the outlier of outlier seasons once again, and it all goes to shit, but they're just primed for a rebound year on so many levels.
I think the biggest bit of their kind of read between the lines intent for this season. Look, the defense had a ton of injuries. We know that.
Yep.
Wink Martindale probably didn't deserve to be fired, but they used as an excuse to maybe go in a direction of being a little bit more conservative on defense. They didn't need the high leverage aggression play that led to them getting blown out or giving up deep balls and giving up big plays. That's not the kind of defense that Harbaugh wants to play, right? They want to run the ball. They want to manage this. So, look, he came over. So if you know the story about Mike McDonald, he was coaching in the Ravens system for a while. He then went over to Michigan for a year to grow his sea legs and see if he could be a man on his own. Defensive coordinator from Michigan, did a good job over there, Sean. Now he's coming back to the NFL, and Daddy John, Jim in the khakis is gone. He's coming back to the NFL. I like the move. I think to your point, there's no way this Ravens defense with the talent they have. They still have some. Calais Campbell is a fucking dog.
He's an old dog, but he's still got a little dog.
Dog. Patrick Queen, a guy that we like. Dog. Bowser, shout out to Bowser. Always fun to see Bowser on the back of the jersey. To me, Kyle Fuller too. Like he's an exciting.
You love you some Fuller brothers.
He's the Fuller brothers are royalty. It's the defensive backs room at Virginia Tech is now called the Fuller room after a generous donation from the Fuller brothers. Shout out to them. I just think that the idea that they're gonna. This was an 8-9 team last year, and they were
with everything going wrong. With everything going wrong,
worst case scenario.
Now they have a last place schedule, so you're giving Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh a last place schedule with a chip on their shoulder.
Sean, we do have a max
11th easiest strength of schedule.
Really?
Yes.
I would have guessed easier based on the looks of it too. When we go through
I think their division is what because it's based off. That's the win total based off of and. What Pittsburgh is the lowest probably at 7.5 or whatever. So
I think that we are looking at a situation where I'm not sure if I certainly think they're going to be a bad matchup for the Browns. I'm excited to see how the Ravens do in division this year, but I do think like you say, the schedule is easy. And this is a team that we put a max bet down on them to go over the 9.5 wins in our futures draft a little while back. I see the price has moved all the way up to -150 for that over now. I don't know what else there is to say other than this is great. You can be someone that's going to hate on Greg Roman because Greg Roman runs the ball and you're a little tweep nerd who doesn't understand how football used to be played. But you could argue that Greg Roman is responsible for the modern day, anyone who's attempting to be a run first team, and maybe you can say Kubiak's and Shanahan's brought it too, but he brought, the Kaepernick situation. You remember that? That was a Greg Roman production.
He got the best out of him.
He's just a use the field, run the ball, leverage the defense horizontally. It's an interesting scheme because people will look at it and they'll poo it, but at its highest, what did we see? Was it 2020, 2019 when Lamar was all world throwing for? I mean, this is the thing, right? If Lamar throws for 36 touchdowns in this offense, they're unstoppable. If he throws for 16, they only win 8 games. Can he go in the middle? Yes.
Yeah. The 2 red flags that jump out. One, I do think the Roman scheme, we haven't seen it succeed in the playoffs at a high level yet.
We're not talking about the
no. I'm talking down the line when we get to the future department. I think that's a fair criticism. The 2 red flags. One, the contract situation with Lamar Jackson. The fact that he's negotiating his own contract to me is slightly scary because you just saw what happened with Kyler Murray. Kyler got this crazy contract.
Bill Murray and Kyler had a kid.
Kyler Murray. Kyler just got this huge contract. If I'm Lamar, I wouldn't negotiate my own contract, but I would be like, whatever Kyler is, give me more than that. I got a fucking MVP. Are you kidding me? I've won a playoff game. So if the Ravens aren't willing to pay him more than Kyler, we could have a weird situation where maybe he sits out a game or 2. Now he's in training camp. I don't want to predict that, but I don't think
any of that happens.
Okay. I'm just saying Kyler reset the market for shitty quarterbacks in my mind. And Lamar, I don't think is a shitty quarterback. He is a flawed game, but I don't, I think he should get paid more than Kyler. And I think Lamar probably thinks he's going to deserve to be paid more. And
so you think that if he's not paid by the start of the season, there's a holdout potential?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I would say that's in my blind spot because I'm going under the impression that this may go into the regular season and he'll figure it out later.
Maybe
Lamar seems like the type of guy that would bet on himself and not be a little bitch. Like
he's showing up at camp. So I
don't even know if he has social media.
that is a good sign.
You see his neck?
Like, dude, he's a beast.
He put on weight. But some of his teammates are saying he may be as much as 10 pounds heavier this year.
Other red flag, right?
Is that a red flag?
No. My other red flag or something I'm worried about is
not 10 pounds of muscle.
Is Ronnie Stanley healthy? And you mentioned 2019. That was the last season when Ronnie Stanley, their left tackle, was fully healthy.
It's true.
The latest I've seen in the camp reports, they don't have a timetable for return yet for Ronnie Stanley. Now I would think he would be good to go by the beginning of the season, but certainly kind of worrisome that he's not out there yet, or they at least aren't willing to project that he will be there. And then the Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards stuff. Who knows which one of them will be ready when? Right? Like they're not even. Their progress seems to be taking longer than originally anticipated.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to brag that like I'm going deeper than you, but I definitely went deeper than you on this. I went back. The Ravens are not a team that will do this. They never do this, and they
never do what?
They're not going to project on these injury things, and specifically with J.K. Dobbins, I'm now very confident that they're just being cautious.
Well,
he's a running back.
Dobbins was getting into it with Ian Rappaport, right?
Dobbins was the one that was saying.
Dobbins said, "I may not even start training camp on PUP." He starts training camp on PUP. He said that to Ian Rappaport.
Oh, he's definitely ready to go though. I think they're being cautious. Okay. I think there's reality and there's posturing, and I think the Ravens have been a team for a long time. Like think about it, right? They're in the realm of the Patriots. They've never really. You go back and look at previous years. They've never really had any sort of real dialogue on injury, and they've been cautious on bringing some guys back. Now, if I was a team that just had the worst injury luck ever, I might hold my star running back out a little bit longer. And if I put him on the PUP, what does that give me? It gives me an extra camp body to take those reps. So you can caveman smash it, or you can put a little nuance to it, and you can realize. Now Stanley, I'm a little more concerned about, just because there's history there. But it sounds like I'm not overly concerned on his availability week 1 either. I'm more concerned about just like it would, if he goes down again, that's probably not a great thing.
Yeah, I'm high on them. I'm just trying to
You're trying to be cautious?
No, pick out some things that we may be missing, or pick out reasons why it might not. I think
the Stanley thing is real. I don't know. I think the receiver stuff is real too. I think there's some depth issues there, but we don't know if they actually need the receivers. Did you know? Member of camp for your Baltimore Ravens from the college football tournament fame, featured from Navy football, Diego Fajot or Fajot.
Don't let Colby
Yeah,
pronounce
don't
that guy's last name. Special teams, number 1 last year, number 2 DVOA previous year. The John Harbaugh, they're going to have a great special teams, and then obviously Justin Tucker carrying them. Who again, if you're going to take an over on a team, don't you want a guy like Justin Tucker that might hit a 66-yard field goal against the Lions and win you an extra game? Like,
yeah.
So all right, we'll get to breaking down the schedule. Before we do that, shout out Odds Trader. That's right, Odds Trader, man. What is Odds Trader? Great question. Fair question. If you've been listening, you've been hearing about Odds Trader is the place to go to find the best sportsbook signups, best sportsbook promos. Again, they hit you with a ton of stats, injury reports, game day weather, and a pick tracking feature as well. Again, projected game day weather. Love that. Already looking at the weather for the Hall of Fame game, Canton, Ohio. See what it's going to be like out there. But yeah, the bet tracker, handicapping information, play-by-play updates. But really, I mean, again, your one-stop shop for getting the best odds, the best promos. All you got to do is go to oddstrader.com/Blue Wire, oddstrader.com/Blue Wire, so they know we sent you. Odds Trader, the number 1 site for all your game day bets. Speaking of the number 1, IP Vanish is our lead pipe lock when it comes to internet security. It can makes you it basically makes you virtually invisible online, encrypting 100% of your data. We're talking passwords, browsing history. There's so much sensitive information you're passing on the internet. You don't want anyone hacking in there. You don't want anyone getting into your. Think of the things you've done on the internet. You want everyone having access to that? Of course you don't. And you get the 30-day money back guarantee. You can use it on a streaming device, unlimited devices as well. So your phone, your laptop, your tablet, the kid's tablet, the wife's phone, whatever it is, unlimited, and it doesn't slow you down. So even running through a VPN, you will not notice the speed difference. Great for streaming. So many good use cases for a VPN. IPVanish.com/SGP, 70% off. IPVanish.com/SGP, 70% off, Ryan. All right, let's get to it.
All right. Are we ready to go through the schedule? A couple other notes before we get. Let me just. This one's a good one. Pretty bad on third down offense. They've been a really good third down offense. Really bad last year. They were good on first and second down though. So we should expect that to regress. Just another reason to be optimistic. And as we were talking about their relatively weak wide receiver room, how do they not go out? Like, if it really is a problem, they can't stretch the field. Why are they not signing Will Fuller? Could Odell end up on this Baltimore team if they get off to a decent start? I feel like that maybe they were able to solve that problem, but yeah, let's go through the schedule because I think again when you hear it out loud, you're gonna be like, whoa. All right, Baltimore starts the year at New York Jets. A lot of people picking the Jets.
Trap.
Good luck with that. Then they have the Dolphins at home, at Patriots, Bills at home.
I'd say 3-1. I think.
Who do they lose to?
I think they could lose to the Bills or in New England, but if they go 4-0, I'm not surprised.
3-1 feels like an aggressive start.
Aggressively positive.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go 4-0. Give me Ravens 4-0. We need a 4-0, Ryan. You're just Mr. Negative. You think every team. Not
I
the
like
Giants
Baltimore. I'm high on them. I like.
You're gonna give them 2-2.
No, I want 3-1.
You just said that's aggressive.
It is aggressive. Sunday Night Football against the Bengals at home, a team that's going to be a hell of a game. Then we have at Giants, Browns at home, at Bucks on Thursday Night Football. So they're going to drop that game probably.
That's a tough spot.
3-1.
I'm gonna go.
They win their division games in the Giants. 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Jeez, yeah.
7-1, Sean. You're off to a hot start. Next up, we have at Saints. So that's going to be part of a back-to-back road spot. Mini bye though, because you have the Thursday night at Bucks into the at Saints into the bye. So at Saints on Monday Night Football. Wow, that's a long rest. Then we have Carolina at home off the bye, at Jacksonville, and Denver at home.
3-1, and I think I'm trying to be a little more conservative. I mean, who are they? Who, at Saints, that's always a tough place to win in prime time. And then Broncos at home, they could give them a game. So I think they lose one of those two.
Yeah, I'll go 3-1. This is where I dial it because I almost went 4-0 there, but I'll go 3-1. Oh, Jesus, we're really liking the Ravens. Next up, at Steelers, at Browns, another back-to-back road divisional spot. Then we have Falcons at home, Steelers at home, at Bengals to wrap the season.
I'll go.
So I did 5. Shit. At Steelers, at Browns, Falcons, Steelers at home.
I'll go 2-2. They cool off a little bit.
They
here.
split the Steelers, or do they beat the Steelers twice?
I think they split.
They're not going to lose to the Browns. The Browns are a bad matchup for them, but they will. Watson will definitely be. Will Watson be playing for that game? 3-1.
Wow. Okay, I'm going 2-2. A little more conservative there.
And then last game at Bengals.
Oh man, that one's tough.
Bengals are going to need it.
What do I have them going so far?
We both have them at 12-4.
I'll grade that a loss. 12-5 sounds right for this Baltimore Ravens team. I mean,
they're a regular season team. Give me the win.
Wow. Okay. So over 9.5. Lock that up.
I had them 13-4 last year too. You had them 10-7. So I'm going back to the 13-4. Well, you have them 12-5.
Okay. Yep. So I had them 10-7. They ended up going what, 8-9.
You got the under though. It was 10.5 last year, or maybe 11.
Yeah, I'm seeing 11 on our numbers.
Yeah.
They went 8-9 straight up, 8-9 against the spread. Year before, 11-5 straight up, 10-6 against the spread. Going under both years back to back. So I think this is a prime over year. Right now, the 9.5. What is the latest on the juice over at WinBet, Ryan?
Because minus 150.
Is that what
that's what I got written? I mean, this is probably from like last night.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get.
I'm seeing the divisions up to 180 though.
Yeah, I'm seeing on win it's down to minus 140.
Okay.
On the over. So I'll take that for sure. And then the division's up to 180.
180 to win the AFC is 10-1, and then 20.
So I'm definitely over 9.5. That to me is like a lock city. And then make playoffs. I'm seeing that at minus 134. Also like that. I mean, honestly, if you had to choose between the two bets, I think make playoffs at minus 134 is almost better than over 9.5 minus 140, because
I don't know if you're making the playoffs with 9 in the AFC,
but you might.
I guess
if the price is the same.
Trivial, maybe.
I don't think it's trivial. I think if you can get in at 9 and 8, you're giving yourself, and there's no difference in price. How do they? I don't see a world where they win 10 games and don't get into the playoffs. I think there's a world where you could win 9 games and get into the playoffs. There's 7 spots now, Ryan.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough to have 9 wins in the AFC this year. That's all.
Not for this Baltimore Ravens team, Ryan. So yes, man. Over 9.5, make playoffs. I'm on both. If I had to choose, I would take make playoffs. What else do we got? Win the Super Bowl. Maybe I'll save some Super Bowl thoughts.
No, you nailed it, right? This is not there's reason to be cautious when the postseason gets here.
Yeah. But win the AFC North at plus 180. I'm racking my brain because I don't think it's going to be the.
I like pairing.
I don't think it's going to be the Browns. I do think the Steelers are a fun long shot at 10-1, given that out already, and we haven't even gotten to the Steelers. So, at plus 180 though, is that?
No, I
don't know if it's worth it, honestly. Like when we do our final predictions, I'll probably predict the Ravens to win, but I don't know if it's worth it at plus 180.
I'm gonna take it. I'll take it.
Okay, throw that in your basket, Ryan. What about any of the other sort of future stuff? Did Lamar comeback player of the year? No, that's not even on the radar. Lamar
MVP is interesting. I think it was last I checked was 20-1. While you're looking that up, I do have the alt lines over 10.5. is only plus 135. Under 8.5 is plus 200. I want nothing to do with those.
Lamar Jackson right now over on WinBet 18-1 to win MVP. I just
price is coming down.
I'm gonna pass because I think there's just so
You're gonna what?
Pass on playing Lamar Jackson. I'm not gonna take him as MVP because there's so many. I mean, they're just dying to give it to someone like Justin Herbert or even Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Like there's so much other competition in the AFC. I just don't see it. And he's not long enough long shot to be interesting. I mean, Trey Lance is down to 30-1, you know.
Tell me if you want any fun bets. What about Lamar Jackson over 20? So we discussed this, right? Lamar went from 36 to 26 to 16 passing touchdowns over the last 3 seasons. If Lamar can just regress back to the mean of 26, over 25.5 regular season passing touchdowns, Ravens #1 seed, 16-1. That enough juice? Doesn't feel like the best price, but
yeah, easiest throwing out over 12.5 wins is 4-1, 13-4, 5-1 in the division. You know what? I'm going to give that out instead of winning the division. I'll just, amp it up a little bit, give out the alt win total.
If they go over 12.5, what are the chances they don't have the most wins?
Okay. Now we're talking. What are they?
Right.
What are the most wins?
I don't think they're going to be super high up on this one. Let me look. And shout out to all these books with all these bets, but I mean, Jesus, it would, we need a cheat sheet or we need some sort of like Wikipedia searchable.
This is crazy, Ryan. Just randomly, I'm looking on WinBet. J.K. Dobbins, what do you think his odds are to win the MVP?
It's probably like 100-1 or something stupid.
75-1.
What?
What do you think Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry's odds are of winning the MVP?
Worse.
75-1. Wow. What? Are you kidding me? Why would you? I mean, again, the J.K. Dobbins, sure, I get it, but wouldn't you rather have Jonathan Taylor or Derrick Henry over J.K. Dobbins? I know you're a Dobbins guy, Ryan, but come on.
Most regular season wins, Ravens are 16-1.
Okay, I'm tossing that in. You know what? Do we scrap the over 12.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just
because it's the same bet.
You're right. Most regular season wins 16-1. I like that, man.
So what do you like better? Most regular season wins 16-1, where you have the NFC involved, or Lamar throws for 26 or more touchdowns, and they get the 1 seed of the AFC.
I'm taking most regular season wins because
I'm kind of with you
because they figured out they can they've figured out how to win a couple games with Lamar. If he rolls that ankle, he catches the latest dank strain.
No, I think he's immune now.
I mean, he should be. This guy's the 10 pounds were probably just mostly antibodies. It's just like it's all antibodies.
I just couldn't imagine.
It's gone to his hips.
Lamar putting on weight.
That's scary. Totally in on Rashad Bateman. Any sort of props on him? I'm sure we're going to.
I don't know if I'm looking to play overs on him. I'd be more likely to play overs on J.K. Dobbins or something like that. Like J.K. Dobbins rushing touchdowns, even Lamar rushing touchdowns. But yeah, I mean, so much of the only ways you can really play overs for a team like the Ravens is you're going to be in a chalky situation. So,
yeah. Mention the special teams, like the draft class, bounce back situation, the injury luck. It's all coming together for the Baltimore Ravens. Kramer's on the over. I'm on the over.
Double. Is that our first double over? Or are we both on the Texans over?
We were both on the Texans over. And
embarrassingly.
Texans, when they win the division, Ryan.
Why do people think they're such a dumpster fire? I don't know.
Dude, when Laramie Tunsil came out and said Davis Mills, they go, "What do you think of Davis Mills?" And he just goes, "Dog."
It was a press conference.
Dog. Yeah.
How's Davis Mills doing? And he just looked like, huh? Dog.
Yeah.
Are you serious? I am locked in.
The Davis Mills story is going to be a fun one. Hey guys, we're going to be doing a live pregame show for the Hall of Fame game, taking your calls, Q&A, NFL futures. You can get in on it on our Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/. patreon.com/discord. Very easy there.
Sean, I hate to interrupt, but
Sure.
I am actually on one more over the Denver Broncos. I forgot we already covered.
We did
Russ.
co-sign. We did fall back in love with Russ.
You know what? The haters are really just getting inside my head because how many teams have we done? This is bullshit. I'm being told we've done 14 and I have 5 overs.
That's still pretty low.
We did all the shitty teams though.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And then you still found some shitty teams to give overs to, like your New York Giants.
You almost have to exclude that one from the data set.
That doesn't count.
They're just gonna be so good this year.
Hey, toss us a nice review on Apple Podcasts. We're doing 2-a-days. Come on, toss us a bone. Back to back. We're also going to be doing a Hall of Fame early look podcast, maybe some NFL Week 1 DFS stuff while we blast through all 32 NFL team previews. Toss us a nice rating and review on Apple Podcasts for your chance to win SGPN gift certificate to the store. Again, submit your screenshot over in the SGPN app. Just click contest. You are good to go.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Sean, I forgot to mention it, but they're only dogs of 3 or more one time all season.
Kramer, let it ride.